That's the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Deep into the dark with you, a creature with no God in you.
G'day my gorgeous goblins and welcome back to Darkwood Fantasy Creatures. My name is Aileen, your resident fairy godmother, and I swear KP Creations is attempting to kill me with cuteness. Yes, I thought she had achieved peak cuteness when she made her adorable mushroom doll, however she of course just had to go ahead and prove me wrong by making her cottagecore friends. So of course I just have to make my own now and put my own spin on it. And I'm going to achieve that by making one giant big rock friend. Specifically a food dog or a guardian lion statue with a bunch of tiny rock friends. I've had the idea for a giant stone guardian held together by moss and greenery for a while now, and Karen's video really was just a tipping point for me to take this from just inspiration to a fully fledged project in the cutest way possible. Normally this is the point where I show their concept art, however, this video is going to run quite long so I decided to cut it out. But as per usual, I start with a tin foil base and cover it with my go-to cosplay sculpt.
And still I wonder all the time if I could have made you mine, waiting that eternal line for you. But it would never be enough, you've never needed.
I have spent so long making creatures with realistic to semi-realistic proportions that I almost forgot how to make a stylized doll. The eyes alone definitely took me a good few attempts.
If stepping stones don't bring you home.
Felines are often depicted with an open maw filled with some ferocious teeth. And sometimes tusks, which are unironically some of my favourite things to sculpt. Just gotta yoink it off and there we go. With the lower jaw currently out of the way, I poke a hole into the back of the mouth, that way I can fit the LEDs in later on. And I also do the same for the eyes. The lower jaw is pretty simple, it's just a matter of scooping out excess clay and fitting it to the face. But boy does it look funny with no teeth. Let's fix that and sculpt the other details.
Bring you home, bring you home. If stepping stones don't bring you home to me. I shot the bird that led you on, led you on, led you on. I shot the bird, but still you're gone. What a lovers be, what a lovers be.
And because I can't resist adding a bit of sparkle, I'm just gonna add this gem to his forehead. It can be the source of his magical powers or something. Also, fun fact, this is the same type of gemstone I use for Dria's crown. They're quite hard to come by, and I only had the two, so hopefully I can find some more. Now with the main sculpt done, it's time to weather it. Because this doll is meant to resemble a statue carved from rock, I want to make it look like some ancient stone being reclaimed by the forest. So I sculpt some cracks along the surface, and add some texture using a stiff toothbrush. The stiff bristles give it a dimpled or eroded look without damaging the sculpt too much. For the feet, I get into the crevices using an old paintbrush, and I also use some tinfoil to give it a rough texture. And for good measure, it also gets the toothbrush. Remember to brush twice a day. And now we move on to the tiny rock friends, who I have been affectionately calling Pebbles. For a full explanation on how to make them, go check out KP Creations video, the links of which will be in the description below. But to give you the short version, I cover balls of tinfoil with cosclay and carve them to look like rocks. And I absolutely could not resist giving one of them a butt. Also, don't panic about me carving towards myself, the blade I used is very blunt.
I don't know where I've been, and it's been such a long
And now we move on to paint.
since
The paint job for this one is fairly simple. It's just a lot of shades of grey, but nowhere near as many as 50, with some tones of blue and brown mixed in.
I don't know where
I start by applying a wash of watered down black acrylic paint, then dabbing it off with a paper towel. This way it highlights all the details and textures in the sculpt without coating it completely. Then I dry brush on some acrylic paint, working from darkest to lightest and applying them in layers.
if I could persuade you.
And I also do the same thing for the feet and the pebbles.
He betrays you. As much as he saves you.
Then, once they're dry, they should look like this.
To see, there's not much innocence in the imposed darkness of imposed silence.
Now for the LEDs. I'd originally planned to do 4 lights like I'd done for Akimitsu, so that both the eyes, the mouth and the crystal could glow, but these gemstones are really hard to come by and I didn't want to risk ruining it by removing the gold foil backing. But this is how they look installed and how they look in the dark. Now we put them on their body and move on to making heaps of tiny rocks. These are just made of cardboard covered in Warbler thermal plastic, but they're very convincing and lightweight. And of course we paint them the same way we did the other pieces.
Are you still waiting for the real thing to save you?
Once the rocks are all dry and the body is magically covered in fake fur, we can glue them into place.
And you know that he doesn't even care about you. If I could persuade you. You know.
Now we add the greenery and enjoy the fun of making them into a walking jungle. I busted out most of my collection for this project, so please enjoy a couple seconds of some mossy ASMR. You're welcome. Now it's just onto small details and small steps like heat sealing the leaves and gluing pieces into place. And with that said, he's done. Everyone, say hello to Li Bao, the Forgotten Guardian. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Special thanks to KP Creations again for inspiring this project. Please go check out her video and subscribe to her channel. Links to everything will be in the description box below. And as always, special thank you to Phildel for letting me use her music in today's video. Her new songs The Procession and Strange Ships are out now. You can find them on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, and any other social she has available. Links to all of them will be in the description below. Thanks for watching. Bye.